Listen and practice.
It's easy, yelled my older brother. Anybody can do it. Anybody but me. I had a new bike, but I kept falling off. I was about to give up. Then my grandmother came outside. "Here, let me show you," she said. We all said, "No, Grandma, you'll fall down. You'll hurt yourself." My grandmother is small, but when she wants to do something, you'd better stay out of her way. My sister helped her get on my bike. Grandma started to pedal. Soon she took off. She rode right down the street. She rode out of sight. We started to worry. Then we heard a bell behind us. Grandma had gone all the way around the block. She got off the bike. "You see," she said, "once you get it, you'll never forget it." My grandma was right. Soon I was riding too, thanks to Grandma, the biker.
Listen and practice.
Patrick loves his cars. In his room, he has toy cars of all makes, models, and colors everywhere. Near his home, there is a toy store. It is Patrick's favorite store. Patrick's grandparents love their little boy. Every time they come to visit, they take him to the store and add a few toy cars to his collection. One day, Patrick's mom said, "You have too many toy cars, my boy. I have to give some of them away." But Patrick begged, "No, Mom, please." A few days later, Patrick heard about an earthquake in Haiti. He felt sad for the kids there. He wanted to help. From his collection, he picked out several toy cars and packed them into a nice box. Then he took out the money from his piggy bank. He sent his cars and the money to the Haitian kids who suffered in the earthquake.
Listen and practice.
Have you ever heard of the expression "cry wolf"? Do you know what it means and where it comes from? Here is the story. One day, a boy was looking after some sheep in the fields near a village. He felt bored. "It is fun to have people to talk to," thought the boy. Then he came up with an idea. He shouted loudly, "Wolf! Wolf! Help!" The people in the nearby village heard his cries. They immediately dropped what they were doing and came running to help the boy. But there was no wolf. Both the boy and the sheep were safe. So the people returned to their work. Soon, the boy grew lonely again. "Wolf! Wolf!" he cried. Once again, the villagers came to help him, but again, there was no wolf. A few days later, a pack of hungry wolves did come. They were hungry and started to attack the boy and his sheep. The boy was frightened. He cried as loud as he could, "Wolf! Wolf! Help! Help!" But this time, the villagers did not come.
Listen and practice.
English is called an international language, but there are actually quite a few varieties of English that exist around the world. English originated in England, but soon English spread to other countries, and different varieties of English began to exist. Today, the countries in which English is spoken can be divided into 3 groups. The first group is made of those countries where English is the primary language. These are countries like England, Canada, the United States, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. There are more than 380 million native speakers of English in these countries alone. There is a second group of countries that have their own varieties of English. Their histories have been directly influenced by one of the early English-speaking societies. They use English in various important ways within their own government and everyday life. India, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Kenya are examples of this group. The total number of speakers in this group is in the hundreds of millions. In a third group of countries, English is widely used as a foreign language. However, citizens use their native language within their own government and in everyday life. Some countries in this group are China, Russia, Japan, Korea, Brazil, Indonesia, and many Western European countries. Some people calculate the number of speakers in this group to be as many as 1 billion, and it is growing fast. This changing situation raises many questions. Will another language replace English as the international language? If not, will people continue to use the English of countries such as England or the United States as models? Will new varieties of English develop in countries such as China or Brazil? Or, in the future, will a new international variety of English develop that doesn't belong to any one country, but to an entire area, like Asia or Europe?
Listen and practice.
Open your mouth and stick out your tongue. You probably don't think about it a lot, but your tongue is a very important part of your body. Eaten any ice cream lately? Well, you can thank your tongue for the wonderful taste. The top of your tongue has many small taste buds. When you lick ice cream, your tongue sends messages to your brain, and your brain tells you if something tastes good or bad. Your tongue weighs only about 50 grams. It's a muscle, and it does a lot of work for you. It helps you chew your food by moving it around inside your mouth. It helps you swallow by pushing the food to the back of your mouth. Your tongue helps you talk, too. That's right. Many sounds cannot be made without your tongue. Does your tongue ever rest? No. Even when you are asleep, your tongue is moving. It keeps your mouth from getting too dry.
Listen and practice.
Today, Emma was very unhappy. Mom noticed it right away when Emma got off the school bus. What happened? Her best friend Jamie stopped talking to her. Worse than that, he said they were no longer friends. That really hurt. Emma told her mom that she would like to change schools. Mom was surprised, but she said leaving may not be the best solution. You know, something like this could happen in another school too. Would you keep changing schools every time something like this happened? Mom suggested that Emma talk to Jamie and find out what happened. The next day, Emma arrived home from school. She told her mom that Jamie had been upset the day before. Why? Because when he had licked the paper, his tongue got cut. That's why he was so mean to everyone, especially his best friend. The smile came back to Emma's face.
Listen and practice.
House fires kill many people, but there is something you can do about them. Get a smoke detector. Smoke detectors save lives. How? They tell you to get out of a burning house. Many house fires happen at night when people are sleeping. A fire starts slowly. First, there is smoke. A lot of smoke. It's actually the smoke that kills most people, not the fire itself. A smoke detector gives you an early warning about a fire. It makes a very loud noise when there is smoke. It wakes you up so you can get out of the house. That's how smoke detectors work. If you have a plan, you will know what to do. The most important thing is to get out of the house. Ask your parents to get a smoke detector. Ask them to practice what they would do if there is a fire.
Listen and practice.
Dick pulled on his red vest. Today, he and the rest of his class were all going to wear red vests. Why? They were going to clean up trash along the road. They were wearing red vests so that anyone driving a car along the road could see them. Even Mr. Tyler, the gym teacher, was going to wear one. Mr. Tyler gave everyone a black bag. "I want you all to be careful," he told them. "We don't want anyone getting hurt." The boys and the girls worked hard. When the bags were full, the boys placed them along the side of the road. "I didn't think we'd find so much trash," said Dick. His dad was going to take the garbage to the dump in his truck. Seeing the truck loaded with the full bags of trash, the children were happy to have played a part in cleaning up their town.
Listen and practice.
Little Irene burst into tears. She ran to her mom and cried, My dog lost his nose. Irene's mom tried to comfort her. It's okay, sweetie. It's a toy dog. It doesn't matter if he has no nose. But little Irene did not agree. No, he needs his nose. He can't breathe without it. He will die, Irene said, still crying. Let me see what we can do. Her mom took the dog and looked. I have an idea, she said with a smile. I will give him a new nose, a 4-hole button nose. That way, he will be able to breathe in more fresh air. What a great idea, thought Irene, as she watched her mom sew the button on the dog's face. Soon, the toy dog had a beautiful new button nose. Thank you, Mom. You saved my dog. Irene smiled. She gave her mom a big hug, and all was well again.
Listen and practice.
Some days I feel like a mouse. Other days I feel like a lion. Do you know what I mean? Some days I feel like I can do anything. I can lift anything, run anywhere, and talk to anyone without any fear. But some days I feel small and quiet, maybe even a little scared of everything that is around me. I thought I was the only person who felt these ups and downs. But one day, I talked to the principal in the schoolyard. She said, I know what you mean. I couldn't believe it. Our principal always seems so strong and happy. She talks to the whole school, and everyone listens. She taught me a little trick. Now, whenever I feel a little unsure of myself, I do this little thing in my head. Promise not to laugh if I tell you? I roar.